Hi, this is Tammy with Tammy Mommy Madness, and this is our second video vlog, and I'm going to be reviewing some products that might be helpful for your 0 to 6 month old. This is actually by reader request. Stephanie, who's due any day now, asked that I do this, so I kind of changed my plans for this week, and I'm going to give some of these tips. It might help you to know that a couple priorities that I place on baby items are, number one, that is going to grow with the baby to some degree. I really want to get the most for my money. I try not to get things that are only going to work for those first couple months as much as possible. Another thing is I like to get things that are not glaringly bright colors to punctuate my living room. That just isn't my style. So if it is yours, great, there's plenty of products out there, but if you're like me and those things are concerns to you, hopefully you'll find some of these tips helpful. Next week I think we're going to do some space saver options, because that's something that's of concern to me as well, and something that is definitely a priority with the things that we purchase. The first item is a boppy. I know it's a big item, but I'm going to tell you some things that you may not realize about how helpful or not so helpful it can be for nursing or feeding your new baby. Number one, the boppy was not actually invented as a nursing pillow. I researched this, and the boppy company started because of a need for the daycare where one of the owners of the company sent her child to have babies who were kind of getting toward the sitting up stage but not quite able to do it without support or help or toppling over. And so the idea was for the baby to sit here, could lean to the either side, fall back, no problem, safe. So it can work well for that when you get to, I don't know, usually about 5 to 6 months they might start. Josh is 7 months old, and when I put it near him, he's flopping over it and somehow rolling around anyway. Getting toward crawling now here at 7 months old, today actually. Another thing is, when they're a little bit younger than that, it can work for tummy time. The baby's positioned in here, tummy on this area, and you can have toys out here for the baby to play with. There are some things designed specifically for tummy time, but again, I like to purchase one product that's going to work for several different uses or several different stages of the baby's development. One suggestion I have, if you're going to get a boppy, is that you get one with a cover. Get a bare naked boppy, or if you want to get one with a design, that's fine, but don't get too bright of a color if you want a light cover, because obviously the design will show through. I would also encourage you to get a second cover, because accidents happen out either end, and you don't want to get stains on your actual boppy, because it's a pain to wash it, and then if it gets lumpy and stuff in the wash, you get the idea. So I would suggest having more than one cover. If you're going to use it as a nursing or feeding pillow, I did use it when I bottle fed Caleb, and I wanted to be able to still have that bonding and holding him time. It was nice to support him without all the weight, especially when they're little and fall asleep while they're eating and all of that, on my arms. One thing that I do want to mention though is, because it contours towards your body, which is a result of it not originally being designed as a nursing pillow, I think, especially if you have a smaller build and or a smaller baby, the baby can just kind of like fall into you a little bit too much, and it can be kind of a pain. There is another product out there I don't have to show you, but a friend of mine has it, called My Breast Friend. It's different from the same as the boppy in that it's a similar shape. It's different in that it's firmer and flat. It's like made of a harder, not hard, but firm, like foam piece, and then it also velcros around your back so it stays put. The baby could, if you weren't holding him or her, roll off of it. It is a firm surface. The baby's not going to roll towards you necessarily unless you're reclined at all. But it does, I think, suit the idea of an actual nursing support a little bit better than a boppy does, if you want something for just that purpose. Another thing with the boppy for a newborn is, personally, I've had C-sections. So this area that it covers here is where I had surgery, and it can help provide counter pressure. If you cough or laugh, having that counter pressure helps to not have as much pain during that. A friend also suggested, if you have a vaginal birth and an episiotomy, it can be very sore to be sitting on a surface that isn't very soft, and particularly that doesn't have a hole in the middle. You can buy these balloon type I don't know, that's not the right word, but anyway, these air-filled donut type pillows, but she said an extra boppy is a lot more comfortable. So that's just a thought as well. You can often find these on Craigslist for very inexpensive because they're such a popular item. So if you can't afford new, I would at least buy a new cover maybe, but if you get it from a smoke-free home, getting it on Craigslist isn't a bad idea. So there's your boppy. Bring it to the hospital, by the way. Another thing is, this is my baby carrier. It is just a piece of fabric. A friend of mine, I think she originally got a name brand Moby Wrap, and then she's made this her go-to gift for baby showers. She cut the sides on an angle, so that makes it easy to tie in a knot on the side. But I think it's just half the width of regular 45-inch width fabric. It's a cotton spandex mix. You usually can't find too much variety, just solid colors, but I like that because it goes with a lot. It's about 15 feet long, depending on how big or small you are. You might want to change the length a little bit. I will give a link on my blog today for some videos on YouTube that I watched over and over to get the wrapping right. That's why I didn't get it with Caleb. With Caleb, I had a pocket sling carrier. It just really didn't free up my one shoulder as much, and all the weight was distributed around my shoulder area, but yet just one shoulder. This is a lot more versatile. There are a lot more different holds you can do. It's small, can easily fit into your diaper bag to take along. It's nice for when you're shopping. Your baby's not big enough to go in the cart yet. You can be holding them. Another thing is outside, especially in the winter, I found it helpful. More helpful for newborns than as baby gets older, just like any carrier, I think. I like this kind a lot better than the backpack and front pack types. To me, it's a lot more comfortable. You don't have just those narrow straps with all the weight there. Also, I'm not a real sporty, athletic kind of person, so the look of the front and backpack carriers just didn't really work for me. So your generic Moby Wrap, you can just buy the fabric. This can be a very inexpensive option to do. And again, I'll include links to those other videos that show you how you can do some different holds with it. Now here's my baby seat that I chose, and I'm very happy with my choice. I think there's some things that Bright Starts could do to improve this seat. It's called the By Your Side seat, but here are a few things I like about it. Number one, very different from most baby seats, is the fact that it is elevated. That's why it's called the By Your Side seat. With the bouncy seats that are lower, a lot of parents end up putting it onto higher surfaces anyway, which as baby gets older and moves more can be very dangerous. So this is kind of a good option for safety reasons. It's a little bit longer than the baby Papa-Sans, which is nice because I've had pretty long babies with long torsos. In fact, they get to this area where this kind of pathetic little pillow is a little too soon for my taste, because all it is under here is plastic. It's fabric that is somewhat quilted, but it's just hard plastic. So when they get to the point that their head's up here, it's really not going to be comfortable for them. But probably when your baby gets to that length, he or she is going to want to sit up more anyway. When they're younger, they want this infant recline position is nice. It does have a 5-point harness, just like your car seat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can strap baby in that way. I should have gotten a teddy bear out, but oh well, you get the idea. One of the biggest comments I noticed on a negative end from reviews that I read on Amazon and Viewpoints is that the toys aren't that exciting. Again, I like the neutral colors, but if you want something bright and a little bit more interactive for your baby, it's really easy to use these ring things to put something else on. Toys like this come with something that can attach it, just like to your car seat, to this bar. The bar I don't like because it's supposed to clip in, but this one definitely doesn't. The fabric gets in the way and there's just something wrong with that, so it easily comes out. That's been a problem with Josh because Caleb can take it out, but really by the time your baby can really take it out, it's probably going to be beyond the stage for the seat. Another thing I like about it is that it vibrates and the batteries are running out, so you can kind of hear the music there. It's kind of a new agey, relaxing sound. It's not annoying. It's actually soothing both for baby and for mommy. And there's also nature sound options. And it can sound, I don't know if you can hear it there, but it can sound like rain or fountains or whatever. So I like the sound that comes with it. It also has a storage rack underneath, which like I said, I'm into space saver options. And you know, you can put some blankets down there or whatever. It does have kind of like a kickstand that can make it so it doesn't rock, or any of these mechanisms are just kind of a pain, I think, because you have to do it on both sides. But you can do that so you can rock it a little bit. There's also a similar kickstand in back. You can also vary the recline based on whether the baby's sleeping or not, or based on the baby's stage. So that's kind of nice. You just pull that out. And I do suggest not doing it with baby in there, which I've done, and usually doesn't make him very happy. One thing, and this is going to be the case with most of your infant seats, whether it's a car seat or a high chair or whatever, is it is a big pain to take the fabric pad off in order to clean it. I've had to do that with this, and it's really kind of a two-person job, because you have to find a way to get all these off, and then once you have it off, it took me a lot longer to figure it out the first time, but individually you have to take, I think there's probably 16 or so of these off. Then you have to deal with the straps as well. So it's really a pain to take it off. And that leads me to the next item that I would really recommend you getting this or making something like it. This is by Kiddopotamus, and it is, I forget what it's actually called, which is really nice. I will look it up to post on the blog. But basically, it can save you from having to wash the covers, especially a car seat. Because if you have to take that car seat cover off to wash it, not only is it a pain, but you want to air dry it, and if it's not dry yet, or if it's in the wash and you have to go somewhere, you really want to put your baby in the car seat without the pad or fabric or anything in it. Not only is it not really stylish, but it's not going to be very comfortable for the child. So I would really suggest having one of these for the car seat and for the infant seat. With Caleb, we moved it back and forth a ton, hardly ever had to use it. Josh is a blowout king, so we really should have bought a second one or moved it back and forth. We got lazy, and I've had to wash this twice in 1 week before. So I really wish I could think of the official name of it, but like I said, I'll look that up. And this can be a real lifesaver. So we had our Boppy with 2 covers, our Moby Wrap, generic and cheap, our by your side seat, and our seat protector. And of course, I will not put him back in this without clicking it back in correctly. And seriously, if there was one infant item I would say is an absolute must-have for me, it is my diaper champ. This is a newer style. It doesn't have an opening on both sides like the old style did, and I like that because the main reason I want the diaper champ, I just gave myself nice fumes to smell. You're lucky those don't come over video. But I like this over the Diaper Genie because of several reasons. You can use your own generic trash can, so it's not a huge expense on an ongoing basis. It's also easier to use. I felt like the Diaper Genie is a learning curve. I've had to use it in church nurseries before, and I just think it's a pain, personally. Another thing is, if you opt for cloth diapering but you still want to seal off that odor, this works. You're not sealing it off between every diaper like the Genie, so it's not going to be a pain to take the diapers out when it's time to wash them. So this is something that can be beneficial whether you choose cloth diapers or disposable diapers. Another thing that I really like about it with this new design is you can put the diaper in, put it down, and leave whatever you choose, even if you have the old design. Your default position should always be the same. The reason is that part that's been down by the stinky diapers, you don't want to bring that up, and then that's going to, give you all kinds of nice fragrances, or not so nice fragrances in your room. So I really like the Diaper Champ. I'm sensitive to smell, so it's huge for me. And you can use your own bags with it. So that's Tammy Mommy Madness with Fabulous 5 Fridays items for 0 to 6 month olds. And here I am reminding you again that the days may be long, but the years, and especially those first 6 months, are way too short.